We're live. Good morning, everyone. It's Monday morning, 7 a.m. in California, and you have found your way to Monday Momentum, and let's make some money, honey. It's 10 a.m. way back on the East Coast, so you guys have the sun up. Right here, it's still dark. There is a little bit of light coming in. My name is Sarah Coolidge. I want to welcome you for coming to our hangout. We do this every Monday morning. And the idea is that most of us are solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, people working out of the house, and we really need to have a routine or we might get distracted. And we're going to talk a lot about distraction today. Sometimes it's easy when you work at home to do things like the laundry or, I don't know, maybe read a book when you should be working. So we start our week out every Monday morning, 7 a.m., up and running just like a real job, so that we have a fabulous week and get going in the direction we want to go. And Friday afternoon, we feel really good about the work we got done. So congratulations for joining us, because the idea is that we will all help each other build success by doing this. I have special guests here today. Well, I don't know if we would call them special, because they're not special, but they are definitely special. Our regular guests, who are very special. How's that? Linda Kay and Brenda Graham, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves. For those of you who are regulars, you'll notice that we don't have Julia today, but she's watching, I'm sure. She's sneaking in. In fact, look, she's calling me. You want me to do this, darling? Really? 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 I'm on the air now. Bye. So I don't know what that was about. We'll find out later. That was pretty good. So Julia's busy today. I'm hoping she's going to watch the recording if she's not watching us live. But we're going to manage without her because we're cool and we're special. So ladies, why don't you introduce yourselves? Start alphabetically. Figure it out.
Go for it, Queen Brenda.
Good morning. I just wanted to let everybody know how special I was, because Sarah was distracted. She didn't recognize it, so I had to go get my crown to bring her back. So this is Brenda Graham in Columbia, Maryland, the queen of network marketing.
Queen.
Nice to be with you here today.
Thanks, Brenda.
You're welcome.
Good morning. This is Linda Kay from the soon-to-be very snowy East Coast. We are expecting 18 to 24 inches of snow tonight.
Oh, boy.
Tomorrow. So I am so happy to be here, and we will see if tomorrow I am snowed in on my birthday. So.
Here's your birthday. What a great present you're getting. Sorry.
My birthday hat.
No, snow badly out here. 18 to 24 inches would be enough to snow you in?
18 to 24 will keep me in.
See,
Sarah, this is easy to it here. 4 inches is enough to keep people in.
Yeah. We have none. We've had none for years now, and it's really, really getting to be kind of desperate. So please, please, please send snow to the Sierras. We are the watershed for California, and California is kind of half desert, if you didn't know that already. And when we have 3 or 4 years with no snow, it's a big deal. So not only does it affect our local economy where there's not enough snow, so there's not enough skiing, but it affects the entire state. So look, there's someone else here. I don't recognize you.
It's Miss Kathy Merrill.
Not yet? Okay, so for the rest, oh look, we have birthday caps. Oh, we're going to have a silly day, you guys. You're not taking me seriously?
Of course we are, Sarah.
Okay. So what we wanted to talk about today is we often focus a lot on the idea of network marketing, and for me, you've heard me say before that it's all network marketing. So if you're watching and you don't right now happen to be involved in what many of us would call multi-level marketing or a network marketing company, that does not mean that there is no value here for you, because really all of the relationship building that we're doing all the time is around networks. And in our basis here with our hangout is that those kinds of networks are built on real friendship, real relationships, not just running around handing business cards to people saying, here, 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 which you'll often see at some networking events, and to us anyway, because of the backgrounds that we have, is really uncomfortable. So we wanted to talk today about one of the things that can happen a lot when you are building a business, which is this tendency to get distracted by a new shiny object. How to stay focused, how to help your team stay focused, and any ideas or tips or special things that you do. We'd love to hear from any audience members on this as well. But Brenda, you're the queen of network marketing. So I'm imagining that you have dealt with this subject before. Have you ever dealt with the shiny object distracting you?
Well, sometimes you need to get distracted if you haven't separated a business that you really like from one that's going to actually feed you economically. So frequently we get confused about that. So we'll hold on and hold on and hold on to a thing or a company that is not going to meet your monetary needs and your expectations of what you want for your future and your life. So in that case, sometimes you do need to get distracted by another object.
So a distraction can be a nice kick in the rear as well, not always a negative.
That's exactly right.
Do you have an example of that, a story you can tell us?
Now, Sarah, why do you want to get personal? Well, this last weekend...
Sure, you know other people. It doesn't have to be about you personally.
Oh, well, this is personal. I love being transparent. This weekend, I was distracted by another company who airfared me and wined and dined me and picked up all expenses for 4 days. And I tell you, it was the best distraction I've ever that I ever tried, because it was a wake-up. And it was a wake-up that here I found something where it's not a new company, it's a company that's been in business 11, 12 years, and I have the opportunity to actually join a team that's going to help me make money immediately. And because it's a team concept, which all network marketing is supposed to be, but frequently we know they're not, it's really phenomenal, because before I even sign the paperwork, I can see on paper where my money is and what my check will be Friday. See, so that's a different attitude and a different mode of networking that I'm not familiar with. So I'm learning things already. I learned a tremendous amount this past weekend. It was huge.
And that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about, that there's a balance between distractions that are therefore taking you off course and making it take less time to reach your goals, or maybe you never reach your goals, and a new opportunity that might be the right perfect fit. And how do you want to make sure that you take advantage of good opportunities, and yet there is a tendency, or I think there is anyway for me, to have to struggle with, okay, wait a minute, that's just taken me somewhere different that I was planning on going. And often, there has been times where I've wished that I was not, or had not been, distracted.
Right. Well, that's the shift that I had to make this weekend, and I made it.
Mm-hmm.
I have to totally focus, and I know that. This is what I coach people. Multiple streams of income is great, but you have to be in a position to actually focus on one at a time. Mm-hmm. And you have to build it to that point where it's maximized. So I committed this weekend to do that with this new venture. So everything else is off the table, and this total focus.
Thank you, Brenda. Linda, do you have any stories for us about distraction?
Well, Brenda, I got to congratulate you on that single focus, because I have always been a multitasker, and multitasking and chasing shiny objects, they all fall into the same bucket. I guess a lot of research has been done, and they're saying that multitaskers are not nearly as effective as single taskers. But man, is it a tough habit to break.
It is.
And I love the variety, I love the diversity, but I can absolutely see what they're saying about having the single focus and how it can be much more productive and yeah, so
you're wishing you were better at it, it sounds like. Or you think that you might have more success if you were better at it.
I am trying to focus my attention more, but like I say, it is very difficult, and many, many, many years of multitasking. Unfortunately, chasing a lot of those bright, shiny objects.
Mm-hmm.
It's all been a juggling act. So what I love about this Monday Momentum, it gives me a new perspective and things to focus on and strive for. So, thank you for that, Brenda. And, I applaud you for, putting that down, that is what you're going to do when you are going to be single-tracked. So.
But, as entrepreneurs, that's what makes us who we are. So to have to minimize that piece of being who we are, it is very difficult, and it's a struggle. I even had to figure out today how I could give an hour to this call. And, because at some point, if I didn't get value from it, it would be a distraction. So I had to focus on how much value this call brings, because I can work through these things. So thank you.
So you guys are fabulous. I'm writing down all of these things already, and I haven't even told you what I wanted to say yet. But I just want a quick review, and I think, Brenda, you may be able to expand on this, and perhaps Linda as well, I don't know. But, the things that I'm already hearing is what tools for helping us stay focused, accountability. Having like these weekly calls help us, or help me anyway, with accountability. Somebody's in there paying attention. Somebody's, bringing us back in. So it's not that we get veered off course for months, years at a time, maybe only for 3 or 4 days, and then whoops, there's an accountability session with someone, and that helps us refocus. Why did I say I was going to do that? Oh yeah, this was my dream. This was the goal. Okay, let's get back to it. And routine is another one that kind of supports that. That having a regular routine and a planned routine can keep you on track. So Monday, it's a routine for Brenda right now to be on this call. And so she may have to evaluate, she had to evaluate today, what's the value in it? So that's, again, our schedule. What kind of real value am I going to get right now? And is it the same value or good enough compared to the other value I might get if I didn't attend the call and I did something? And then, just having clear goals, and that's where I wanted to bring you back in, Brenda, because you were talking about focusing on one area of a business until you've maximized it. And so what I want to know is, how do you define that? Because I would imagine that for every person it's a different thing. Get me to $500 a month and I'll be happy. Or I want to be $10 million a year and then I'll be happy, or I want to be the gold, platinum, silver queen, or whatever. There's all sorts of different things that might be maximized. Do you have a process for helping people determine what that is?
Even before I talk to somebody about joining any kind of opportunity with me, we talk about why they want to do it. And if they don't have a really good reason and something that's going to carry them through the rough times of building a business, I will start talking to them as a customer, because they will not be team builders. They will not be an asset. We see him. Tell him he can come down. He will. They will not be an asset to the team. So. I've learned over the years to be very discerning about who I receive on my team. I don't beg, I don't convince. If people don't want it, then it's not for them. And that's a hard place to get to sometimes. People don't understand that.
So getting to the why. Why are you doing this? That
That's
helps
right.
bring people back into focus, I imagine, if they've gotten off track as well. Do you
That's
remember,
right.
you wanted to get a new car, and that's why we're doing this. And if you go and do that other thing, that's going to take you longer, and let's finish this first. So the why will tell you what maximize means for each individual.
Yes.
Fabulous.
And I write that down. I give everybody a notebook that I use for what they tell me, and they have to be held accountable. Because if I don't have that, I can't help them reach their goal. And that's my goal. That's my mission, to help everybody reach that place of success that they quote say that they want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Linda, how about you? When you think about your why, does it help you get focused?
Hold on one second. I'm multitasking.
Birthday, in case you're wondering. Oh, well, it'll be her birthday tomorrow. You're multitasking. Yes, we should talk about that as well.
Yeah, well, that was somebody I had hoped would be on this call with us this morning, and apparently she's having trouble getting in, but I decided that we're halfway through, and she's going to catch us next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, she can, if she's watching, I'll just throw this out at her. She can go to ceospacewest.com. She should be able to click the, come on, Sarah, whatever it is, the button that says Monday Morning. Or find Sarah Coolidge on Google+, and she should also be able to at least view that way. And yes, other than that, we'll have a recording for her in a few minutes after the Hangout. So go on, Linda. Thanks.
Okay. So, yeah, there goes that track, you switch off.
Yeah.
But,
we're better at it than average people, and so then we take on too much. That's sort of what I think.
Your why, Linda. Your why.
But first, what Brenda said about accountability and how she's given everybody a notebook to start, and they're a customer if they don't have a big enough why. One of the things that I think I'm working on this year is boosting my why. My daughter's grown. I'm single. My why is me right now. My why is not so much striving as I have for many, many years, to raise a daughter as a single parent, to, maintain my house, to do all this other stuff. So as the years go by, our whys change. Mm-hmm. And sometimes they're bigger than others. And it's kind of difficult for me to think that my why is just all about me.
Yes.
And is that really selfish? But you know what? It's really not. Because if I can't take care of myself, I cannot help other people. And that's the transition that I'm getting into now, is to be able to help other people. And that's part of what I love about CEO Space, where we all met, is helping other people. So my why first is me. And then we're moving on to helping other people. So,
well, one thing that I would just add for that, Linda, and it may be helpful to you, is thinking, because sometimes when we want to help other people, then that somehow, when we turn and say, but I also want to do it for me, we say that word you just said, which is, isn't that kind of selfish? But the more that we have in money and things and skills, doesn't matter, the more we can help other people. So it doesn't make us selfish to want to have, a higher level of income. If that's what we're going to do with it, we can touch more lives and help more people that way than if we stay poor. And there is, no amount of poverty is ever going to bring anybody else out of poverty. The only way that we can help others is by being an example ourselves. And one of the things that we want to do is help others with their wealth and their success. Then our example is really the best way to do it. And we have to stop talking with words like selfish. all that does is put a big fat roadblock and perhaps a distraction in front of us. So, I want to tell you guys something that happened yesterday for me. Can I tell you a story?
Yes, ma'am.
Not really a story so much as you know, when, sorry, I'm leaning forward. We were talking yesterday about what our topic was going to be, and I actually was lucky enough to go to a meeting yesterday, or a workshop, with Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. And this is his book. Don Miguel Ruiz Sr., you heard of, he wrote the Four Agreements, and when I first saw that this man was coming to town, I thought it was him. But then I realized, oh, it's his son. Well, I'm sure it'll be fabulous anyway, and I got to tell you, it was. It was amazingly fabulous. Well worth checking out this book, I'm sure. I mean, I wrote the whole thing in notes yesterday, so I haven't read it yet, but I believe it will be a fabulous book just because of all the things I wrote. And one of the things that he talked about was a process that he calls domestication. And basically what it is that when we're children, usually, you know, we have our free will, we all have, which is the ability to say yes or no. Yes, I want that. No, I don't. And, you know, when we say no, it's not going to happen until we say yes. So he was given an example of his grandmother wanting him to eat. You know, he was 4 or 6 or something, and he didn't want to eat whatever it was. And so she did all the things that we tend to get into when we feel like it's really important that our kid eats, or things like that as parents. And, you know, at some point said, if, you know, there's starving people, and it's a sin to not eat your food. And so then he changed to, okay, I'll eat it, because I don't want, you know, that. And so he gives up his free will, or he gives up his no and makes it a yes. And in that process, he takes it all into his mind, and then it lives there forever, that if you don't clean your plate, you know, people are... And so his grandmother only said this thing to him was one time, but it affected his life up until, you know, now, because he's talking about it, at least on some level. And what he was demonstrating in this story was that we begin to believe at some point that if we don't say yes to somebody else's thing that they want us to do, we will not get their approval, which feels like love. And we want love so much that we begin to do that. And we do that and do that and do that, and sometimes we do it so much we get kind of lost, and we don't know who we are, and we forget we will. And you guys, this is not new to you. The reason I'm bringing it up is that I think that we have a tendency, or I certainly do, to say yes all the time to all sorts of things, and not very effective at saying no. And we've heard before the power of saying no, how important it is. But hearing this story and looking at it this way, it gave me a foundation, or an explanation of why I might be saying yes all the time. Because we all want love, and if we begin to believe that saying yes to somebody's desire is going to give us love, if we say no to it, then they're going to reject us. It kind of makes sense. And so I just wanted to spend our last few minutes sort of talking about the ability to say no. I feel like maybe we could start with Linda. You find it a challenge to say no, I'm not going to take that on?
No is something that I have actually started saying. Our tendencies, especially with the multitasking, why say no? Because it's just one more thing that you can flip through. Mm. So I have not had a problem with, you know, saying yes in the past, but saying no is absolutely something that is coming up to the forefront.
So you're good at saying yes and not so good at saying no? Is that what you just said?
I am practicing saying no. As I said, yes, I've been good at saying yes because, you know, just load it on. If you want something done, you ask a busy person. So when you have this ability to multitask, taking on one more thing, it's not that big a deal.
So I'm thinking that Brenda, as you build this new business, you might want to talk to Linda because she already said she's not going to say no.
I still struggle with that. I think as a nurse, and I've always said yes to things that I shouldn't, and so that's still a struggle. That's not going to change. You can't change who you innately are. You just have to remember to focus on the plan of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So last night when I did my plan, this call was in the plan. I struggled over leaving it in, but I left it in the plan. And then I just brought my egg timer upstairs, and all calls will be limited to 3 minutes.
Well, there you go. So you stuck with your plan, but you found a way to make sure there was going to be value.
Right.
All the way through. And that was his solution as well, or at least part of it, is to develop the ability to listen with a healthy amount of skepticism every opportunity, and really pay attention. Am I saying yes? Am I saying no? What's happening here? Instead of just leaping at everything, which is a tendency, as many opportunities come to us, we think, oh, that would be great, and that would be great, and that would be great, and that would be great. And maybe it would be easy because I'm already doing it anyway, practically. But, to really begin to be aware of when you're saying yes and what you're saying yes to, and developing the ability to listen very well, carefully, and have this healthy amount of skepticism so that you get enough information to know what you're saying yes and no to. So Brenda's example of, this morning I wasn't sure about spending only 30 minutes. A lot of people would say, well, what's the big deal? That's nothing. But she knows that her time is limited. You only get 24 hours a day, and that's 30 minutes I can't spend doing something else. So what's the value in it, and what am I saying yes to? And therefore, if I said no, what would I have instead? And listening and getting details is really how you can do that, so that you can make a good decision that's good for you. So, anyway, any last thoughts? We are down to 7:28 in California. I know it's 1:30 back there. We have a guest here, Kathy, I think. I don't know if you're
I think it's Linda Merrill.
It'd be fun to say hi, at least, if you unmuted. But maybe you're in a situation where you can't. That's fine, too. We're glad to have you here. Not able to, maybe. Okay. Well, I would like to just spend the last couple minutes, if you guys have one last word or two about focus, distractions, any last tip that you use to help yourself or help people around you, your teams. I want to just throw out at Linda, the idea of multitasking is, what they're saying with brain science is plain, it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. That your brain truly only can do one thing at a time. And you can break time into very short segments, but what that does is stress you out more than anything else. Not getting you any more efficient or effective, it's just juggling faster. And so,
Some of us have become masters of juggling, that's all I can say.
Yeah, and they're exhausted.
And occasionally you lose a ball. But for the most part, they stay up in the air.
Yeah. Okay, well then, why don't we have our sign-off? We'll start with, alphabetically again, Miss Brenda.
Brenda Graham, your success mentor, BrendaGraham.com, or Success with Brenda, Win with Brenda. Any of those work to reach me in Columbia, Maryland, the queen of network marketing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Brenda. How about you, Linda?
All right, this is Linda from LindaK.com, and happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Linda.
Happy birthday to you. Many more.
So, I hope you do have a fabulous birthday, Linda. And you should be talking with Linda and reaching out to her if you have work that you need done on your website or SEO work. Am I right?
That's right, because you know what? I say yes.
Yeah, send her a birthday card if you don't need any of that. So once again, I want to thank you all for joining us here at Monday Momentum, Make Some Money Honey. We get together every Monday morning, 7 a.m. in California, 10 a.m. back on the East Coast. And our dream and desire is to help you get your week started off with an amazing amount of positive momentum so that you slide into Friday happy and successful. If you want to reach me, I'm Sarah Coolidge. You can find me at ceospacewest.com. CEO Space West is an organization that helps businesses and entrepreneurs grow. And we're having a fabulous meeting coming up in March. We're going to have Bob Proctor, Sharon Rector, Les Brown, a whole bunch of amazing people are coming in. So if you haven't been to CEO Space for a while, or if you've never been, please check it out because you're going to love it. So we will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we're off the air, I think. No, go down here.